Zombies, the undead creatures that haunt our nightmares, roam the streets in hordes and leave behind nothing but destruction. Today, we're ranking the top 10 zombie movies of all time. If you think you know zombies, think again. Let's dive in. Army of the Dead. Imagine Las Vegas overrun by zombies. Sounds terrifying, right? Now throw in a heist, millions of dollars locked away inside a casino vault, and the only way to get it is by fighting through an entire city of the undead. That's the insane premise of Army of the Dead, directed by Zack Snyder. But this isn't your typical zombie outbreak. These zombies are smart. They move in packs, have a leader called Zeus, and even show signs of intelligence. The result? A movie that's part action, part horror, and all adrenaline. And just when you think things can't get crazier, there's a zombie tiger. Yes, a full-on undead predator prowling the ruins of Vegas. Alive. What would you do if the world collapsed around you and you were trapped in your own apartment? No weapons, no supplies, no way out. That's exactly what happens in Alive, a South Korean thriller that redefines zombie horror for the modern world. Junwoo, a video game streamer, wakes up to a nightmare. His city has fallen to a mysterious outbreak, and the streets are filled with terrifying rage-fueled zombies. But the real horror? He's alone. No friends, no family, just his phone and a dwindling supply of food. This movie taps into a terrifying reality. What if survival means isolation? It's a claustrophobic, nail-biting thriller that keeps you on edge, especially as Junwoo realizes he might not be the only survivor. Overlord. Zombies in World War II? Sounds crazy, but Overlord makes it work. The movie follows a group of American paratroopers who land behind enemy lines on the eve of D-Day, only to discover something far worse than Nazis. Deep beneath an old church, the Nazis have been conducting horrific experiments. Twisted science that turns the dead into unstoppable, monstrous super soldiers. The result? A fast-paced, brutal, and horrifying war film that feels like Saving Private Ryan, but with zombies. Zombieland. Not all zombie movies need to be terrifying. Some of them can be fun. And Zombieland is the most entertaining zombie movie ever made. Columbus, our main character, has a list of strict zombie survival rules, including cardio, because if you can't outrun them, you're dead. Double tap, because one bullet is never enough. Avoid bathrooms. Trust me, you don't want to get caught with your pants down. But the real star? Tallahassee, played by Woody Harrelson, a gunslinging, Twinkie-obsessed zombie killer who treats the apocalypse like his personal playground. Funny, action-packed, and full of ridiculous moments, Zombieland is the perfect zombie movie for people who love horror, but also love to laugh. Sixth Rec found-footage horror at its absolute best. Rec is a Spanish film that throws you right into the chaos. It starts simple. A TV reporter and her cameraman are filming a segment at a fire station. But when they follow firefighters into an apartment complex, they walk into a nightmare. A strange infection is spreading. The people inside are turning into violent, rage-filled monsters. And before they can escape, the building is sealed off. No one in, no one out. What follows is one of the scariest zombie movies ever made. Tight hallways, shaky camera movements, pure claustrophobic terror. And the ending? Let's just say it'll haunt you forever. Resident Evil series. You can't talk about zombie movies without Resident Evil. Based on the legendary video games, this franchise introduced us to Alice, a survivor turned superhuman warrior, but the real horror comes from the Umbrella Corporation, a company that created the T-virus, a deadly bioweapon that wiped out humanity and unleashed some of the most terrifying creatures in horror history. With 6 movies, insane action sequences, and some of the wildest zombies ever. Train to Busan, a zombie outbreak, a speeding train, nowhere to run. When a father and his daughter board a train to Busan, they think they're safe. But when an infected passenger sneaks aboard, the nightmare begins. The virus spreads fast, the passengers turn in seconds, and soon, the train is overrun. But this isn't just a horror film. It's a story of sacrifice, love, and survival. And the final scene? One of the most emotional endings in zombie movie history. I Am Legend. Dr. Robert Neville, Will Smith, is the last man in a deserted New York City, hunting for a cure while avoiding hyper-aggressive, intelligent infected. By day, he searches for survivors. By night, he locks himself inside as monsters hunt outside. The emotional gut punch? The heartbreaking loss of his only companion, Sam. The movie's alternate ending flips everything. Are the infected truly mindless? This isn't just a zombie movie. It's a deep, emotional survival story. World War Z. Most zombie movies focus on a single location, a small group of survivors, or an isolated outbreak. But World War Z? It goes global. This is the biggest zombie movie ever made, with massive action sequences, terrifying hordes, and a high-stakes mission to save the entire world. A former UN investigator as he travels across the world trying to track down the source of the outbreak. Picture this: a massive city, completely walled off, seemingly safe. But then, the zombies arrive. They pile on top of each other like ants, forming a massive living tower, scaling the city walls in seconds. These zombies have a weakness. They ignore people with terminal illnesses, which leads to one of the most brilliant solutions in zombie movie history. Dawn of the Dead. Before The Walking Dead. Before World War Z. Before Train to Busan, there was Dawn of the Dead. It's the zombie movie that set the standard for everything that came after. From the very first scene, the movie throws you straight into the apocalypse. The main group of survivors finds shelter in a shopping mall, a location that seems perfect at first. But soon, the real horror begins. But nothing compares to the final escape. The survivors build a reinforced bus and make a desperate run for the docks. What follows is one of the most intense, blood-soaked finales in zombie movie history. What's your favorite zombie movie? Drop a comment, hit like, and subscribe for more.